Hello everybody, thank y'all for being here. I'm sorry the circumstances are what they are today. My name is Grant Brown. I'm the Public Information Officer for the City of Gulf Shores, Alabama. That's Grantbrown. I'm joined here today by Chief Ed Delmore, Gulf Shores Police Department Police Chief, and Kevin Tolbert, who is our Gulf Shores Fire Rescue. He was the incident commander for this incident this morning. Again, I'm sorry that the circumstances were being here today is what they are. What we know today at approximately 10:05 in the morning, and just as the parade started to turn the corner to get onto Highway 59, Gulf Shores High School band started their parade toward the beach. A late model SUV, who was driven by a 73-year-old male, who we believe to be from Fairhope, Alabama, accelerated and struck 12 of the band members as they approached the start of the parade. At this point, there's no indication that the driver was under any type of influence of alcohol or drugs. More information will be released as we get more information available to us. Gulf Shores Fire Rescue and other agencies immediately responded. We are unfortunately have to report 12 band members, ages 12 to 17, who are injured. 9 of those patients were transported to South Baldwin Regional Medical Center. 2 of the patients went to Sacred Heart in Pensacola, Florida, and 1 patient was transported to Baptist Hospital in Pensacola. Unfortunately, 4 of those injured are reported as critical at this time. Gulf Shores Police Department, Gulf Shores Fire Rescue Department, Baldwin County Sheriff's Department, Volunteer Fire Department from Fort Morgan, and numerous other agencies assisted with the response. As you can imagine, the response was immediate. It was very early on in the parade, right at the start, and there was a tremendous number of resources right there able to help the situation. That's what we know at this time. We will have another press conference at 3 p.m. today. As you can imagine, a number of these incidents and items are becoming more available to us, and as they become available, we'll be sure to make that available to you at 3 p.m. Between now and then, we will not be updating you anymore as to the information, because as I said, it's just still coming into us too quickly. The Baldwin County Board of Education Public Information Officer Terry Wilhite is on his way here. I'm sorry. And Eddie Tyler, our Baldwin County Board of Education Superintendent, is here today. Again, we are very saddened by this event. As you know, we did cancel the parade for the rest of Mardi Gras holiday.
Grant, if you said there was some information, if anybody got anything on the cell phone, you had some information for those people? Yes,
the police department has put out a notification that if anybody has a copy of a video that shows the incident actually occurring, we would appreciate it not going on social media, but we'd appreciate it being emailed to our police department. The email address is bcowan, BCOWAN, at gulfshoresal.gov. If you would get that to us, we would really appreciate it. Thank you for the question.
There's also a lot of investigative work going on, a lot of witnesses being interviewed by your staff right now. And of course, the big question right now that everybody's wanting to know is, how did this happen? Why did it happen? Can you enlighten us any, as far as that goes, what you can say right now and what you're doing in regards to finding that out?
Yes. Every indication, as Grant indicated, is that it was not involving drugs or alcohol, nor is there any indication that this was an intentional act. Every indication is that it was just a tragic accident by an elderly man driving this vehicle into these band members.
So no, if it's vehicle failure, medical condition, those are all the things you're looking for?
That's all still being investigated. We're in the process of reconstructing the accident. Our own traffic investigators, along with the Alabama State Troopers, are assisting in that.
Where is he now? Where's the driver now?
The driver is with us at this point, as well as the vehicle.
Interviewed?
Is with us. He's being interviewed, and he's voluntarily undergoing some testing.
Can you talk about the actual accident itself, how fast it appears he was going, anything like that you can release at this time, or what was happening at that moment?
No, we're still in the very preliminary stages. As Grant said, we're still gathering video and reconstructing. It may be several weeks before we can provide you with anything like that.
Was he in the parade? Is that true? We've heard that.
It's still being determined whether he was part of the parade or authorized to be part of the parade. I'm not prepared to say whether he was or not at this point.
I'm sorry. Is he aware of what's happened?
He's aware that there's been an incident, but beyond that, I don't have the information about what specifically he said or has not said.
Was anybody else in the vehicle riding with him?
I don't have that information.
I know you mentioned no intent or malice. Any charges possible, or?
Charges are always possible, but again, that comes following a very extensive investigation. And depending on the result.
Can you talk about the extent of injuries, the type of injuries you saw out there on the scene?
At this time, we're going to
Just
stick
up towards
with
the
the
mic, please.
information that was given by Grant, the critical and, and the not so critical. And they're all still being evaluated at this time.
We had heard reports on the scene that the vehicle was actually on top of some of the students. Is that your
Correct.
information? It was
Yes.
when y'all got there?
Yes.
Did that pose any kind of specific challenge to get that vehicle off of them without further injuring them?
We were able to extract the occupants, the patients
And
out from under the vehicle without moving it.
did the driver suffer any injuries?
Not to my knowledge.
Can you talk about the agencies that were involved during that time, right after the accident, and what went into
Yeah, I think Grant has that information.
to helping the victims as well as clearing the scene?
Sure, as I mentioned, at the start of the parade, there was a tremendous amount of resources there. We had our Public Works Department there because they were responsible for closing the roads for the vehicle traffic. Gulf Shores Fire Rescue Department was right there on scene immediately. Gulf Shores Police Department, of course, there. A number of sheriff's officers. MedStar ambulance was called almost immediately to be able to respond because we knew that we were going to be needing some assistance from them. A number of other agencies, volunteer fire department from Fort Morgan, they were actually parade participants. They came immediately and assisted as well. So we had a number of agencies responding.
Chief, could you please speak to some of the types of challenges that your crews and the others were faced with in this kind of an accident? I mean, obviously dealing with 12 injured students hit by a vehicle, what kind of injuries were you dealing with, and how were you able to deal with that in such a chaotic scene?
Well, it was a mass trauma incident, so we had to seek help from other agencies, as we said. Orange Beach was able to get a unit over, also for a transport unit. Also, Foley was able to provide assistance in covering our area while we were on the scene.
What kind of injuries were we dealing with in this scenario?
It's just trauma-related injuries.
Was MedStar involved in any way? Did you guys call them in it?
Yes, MedStar
Yes.
was involved.
Okay.
Yes, they provided as many ambulances as they had at the time.
Is there a
Like
reason why the
airlift
life flight?
and-
I think he's talking about air.
Yeah, is the helicopter, is that a good sign that
We requested Air Career 1, they could not fly at the moment because of low ceiling, the weather, but they were able to eventually get in there and proceed to South Baldwin Hospital in order to transport one from there to Pensacola, or to USA.
So any at Baptist, any in Pensacola, or just one trauma at?
We've got 2 at Sacred Heart and 1 at Baptist.
Are you prepared to release the driver's name yet, and why not at this point?
We're not prepared to release that. In fact, I don't have all of his identifying information. We're still in the very early stages. We're contacting people who he knows as well. That could possibly happen this afternoon, but don't hold me to that. Again, we are still in the very early stages of the investigation. It's a step-by-step process that we do very methodically.
Right. And a witness there shared some photos with some of the media showing a Ford Expedition with a banner said MOAA on it. Do we have any idea what that means? Is that part of the parade, or?
That's all still under investigation. We're looking into just that. We've received that same information that you just said.
I'm sorry, there were some media reports out in Atlanta from ABC News. I wondered if you could confirm whether it's even accurate, that they said that the FBI was assisting this investigation. Is that correct? And if so, what would be their involvement?
The FBI called me, the special agent in charge of the FBI in Mobile called me and offered assistance, but upon learning that this was not an intentional act and not anything necessarily strictly of a criminal nature, we denied that assistance, although they did reach out to us. So they're not involved at this point, although we do appreciate them reaching out and asking.
I know there's some crisis counseling being offered to some of the kids, very traumatic for all those around. I don't know if that's something that superintendent would like to speak to at this time or not, but the whole band was there and had to bear witness to this. Very traumatic for all of them, I'm sure. What's being done for them, their families right now?
I do not know that information. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that's probably appropriate. Again, we're still in the very early stages of this. I think it's more appropriate that they perhaps address that at 3 o'clock when we talk to you again.
Also, the Highway 59 is shut down right now.
It is from the portion just south of the Intercoastal Waterway Bridge, south to Clubhouse Drive. We've secured the scene and we'll keep it closed until we have completely cleared the scene, and we'll make it available back to the public. There's still ways to get around the detour and the bypass to get people north over the bridge.
Talk about how traumatic this is. You guys are doing a great job, all the agencies coming together. It's not something you'd expect on any day, particularly Fat Tuesday. Gulf Shores is a tight-knit, close community. Talk about how tough this is for you guys.
I mean, you've hit it on the head. This is 39 years. This is the parade that's been going on for 39 years. First parade in Baldwin County. These are our children. This is our community. These are our friends. These are our people. To have this happen, it's horrible. Any other questions? If not, we certainly appreciate your respect of us and how we don't deal with this very often, luckily, in our area. So we appreciate the media and your helping get the information out and the respect that you had for the scene during the event. We will get information available to you at 3 o'clock as we get more sent back into us. As you can imagine, there's an awful lot of people working on this right now. So thank you all very much.